Hey everyone, just wanted to take a second to talk about Workspace. I know that we're all, again, trying to figure this whole distance learning thing out, and so I wanted to show you how I'm setting up my workspace and then see if maybe it can give you some ideas as to how you might want to set up your workspace while you're doing your Zoom call. So you can see here that I have two monitors, and I will be using both of these during my Zoom calls. So just to demonstrate this, I have my Zoom open on this window. What that's going to mean is that basically I will be able to have all my Zoom window open all the time. Whether or not I am sharing content with students or sharing my screen, I will always be able to see my students on this side. And then I have a second monitor set up. This second monitor over here, the whole function of this monitor is to have any other web tools that I'm using for class set up. So you might have Canvas just open, just as I do here. And maybe you want Canvas open on this screen. You can make this full screen if you want to, and take up the whole thing. For me, what works best for me is because I use Nearpod, I'm going to have two screens open on this one screen. I'm going to have the student view of Nearpod open on one side, and then on the other side, I will have the teacher version of Nearpod open on the right side of this screen, or on the left side, whichever you prefer. Then, over here on the left side, I will be able to see what my students are seeing in Nearpod, and over here on the right side, I will see the teacher commands so that I have an understanding of exactly what I'm doing and exactly what my students are seeing at all time. So, all this is an external monitor, and I will link to some external monitors if you want to purchase them that way. Some of your sites may have some external monitors that you might be able to use. You just need to ask your site administration. So it takes a monitor. In addition, some other things about my physical setup. I do have a microphone that hooks right into my computer, right into the USB on my computer. That's right over there. You can see that plugged in over there. And then I have the webcam that I'm currently using to shoot this. My webcam sits on the top right corner of my left screen as centered as possible, so that way my students can see me at the best possible angle. Other things that you might want to think about, you definitely want to think about your lighting and looking at your overhead lighting. You want your students to be able to see you very, very clearly. Be careful that you don't have any lighting behind you to create kind of a shadow. Other things that you might want to think about is just kind of having an empty desk space. And then the other thing that I like is, you can see right over here, I have this nice glass piece here, and I'll try to link to this one or a similar one in the description as well. But this, I can just sit here with a wet erase marker, and I can jot down any notes that I have throughout the class that I want to make sure that I go back and reference, and then I can erase it all when I'm done, and I have whatever notes I need. And again, I use the wet erase, not the dry erase, so that way I have to intentionally erase it and it doesn't get accidentally destroyed, just while I'm moving it around or, messing with papers or anything like that. So physical spacing, this is kind of how I am set up here. I got basically three screens going. I have Zoom over here, and then I'm going to have my student view of Nearpod and then my teacher view of Nearpod over here. If you're only running Canvas, you might have Canvas open on this screen over here, and then you have your external tools. So definitely ask if you're going to be working from school, if you've got any of these tools available to you and you want to be able to add it. It's as simple as hooking up one monitor to the other, usually using an HDMI cable. If you're working at home, the other thing that I would recommend is to get an Ethernet cable. And again, I'll link to one of those in the description as well. Get an Ethernet cable and physically hook up your laptop or your desktop computer to your Wi-Fi so that you are not dependent upon your Wi-Fi signal. That will help you with internet reliability and prevent you from getting dropped for one reason or another, and prevent you from having to restart your entire Zoom call. So those are the recommendations that I have for just setting up your physical space. Again, I hope they helped. Let me know if you have any questions or any ideas for future videos. I'll be more than happy to keep creating these to hopefully make your guys' lives a little bit easier when we go to distance learning. Thanks.